Hello dear viewers! Today at the 6th International Youth Forum Eurasia Global 2021 we have an honored guest. Meet Juan Pablo Celis Garcia, specialist in youth interaction, former co-chairman of the youth subcommittee of the 66th UNDPY NGO conference. Juan, hello, how are you today? Is it your first time there? So tell us more.
Hello, thank you very much. Hello everybody. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be here with everyone. It's my first time in Russia, my first time in Orenburg, and I'm loving it. It's really such a great time, and I'm happy to meet all these really empowered young people.
What is your first impression about the forum? What have you seen so far?
Well, so as I said, I have met a lot of really empowered young people. They are, very inspired to do change, and that's something that I think it's really unique from this forum, that you've met so many young people that want to do good in the world, and that's one of my first and best impressions of the conference.
I see. Well, that's glad to hear. Tell us, what is your message to the forum? What would you like to tell the guests to show them how to empower and inspire them to do new things, to change it?
Well, I think it's really important, I also take that in my personal and professional life, is that if you are passionate about something, make sure that you take that passion into action by being very determined, by having discipline, and that also that you find people around you that support what you are passionate about, people that inspire you to do better and to do work, and having that discipline, that determination, but also having people around you, other young people that could work with you to get where you want to get. It's really important, and that's part of the message that I'm bringing to young people here is that we need them to be inspired and to do better and to go forward with what they are passionate about.
So what inspires you?
What really inspired me is conferences like this, where I meet young people that are so inspirational. And in my what really inspired me is to interact with them, to meet young people from all over the world, to go to different conferences like this, to go to different countries, to meet young people that are ready to do change, to take action. And that's something that it really inspires me.
Could you please tell us more about your experience at different forums? Maybe something was similar to this one. What was different?
As you mentioned in my title, I am former co-chair of the 66th UNDPI NGO conference, and this conference was in South Korea, and the theme of the conference was about education for global citizenship. And it really brings me, this forum really brings me back into, the memories in South Korea, because I also met so many young people that are really inspired to do change. And that's something that, I always look forward to. And every time I go to conferences, I try to connect and network with these young people, because that's, one of the main, I think it's one of the most important things in the conference, that you connect with others. And something different from here is, of course, the Russian culture that is so, hospitable, and I really like the food, and I enjoy really the energy of everyone. So I think that's something very unique from this forum.
Well, we are really glad to hear that. I hope that you will get more and more pleasant. And what have you got acquainted with Russian culture? You said the food. Have you tried something in particular, maybe some Russian borscht or any other dish? Or what about our traditions? Have you met some of them?
Yeah, I tried the red caviar. I think that's also, I tried the, the typical red soup. That you guys have that. I really like that. That's really nice. So I was happy to see some of that, and also the the pastry is really good. So I was really surprised when I was in Moscow. I had the chance to try all of these different pastries and stuff, and it's really interesting and different from what we usually see in Colombia, for instance.
Wow, that's interesting. I have never been to Colombia, so
you
I
should
can.
then.
I wish. That's true. So let's go back to some work experience that you have. Could you please tell us more about? Because you have some enormous and great achievements, and I'm sure that you can work as an image of inspiration for our youth participants, and they would like to know how you did all of this and what inspired you during your, like working way and so on and so forth. So could you please tell us?
I studied in New York. I did my bachelor's in international studies, and I did my master's in international affairs, also in New York. And in New York is a very international city, so I had the opportunity to, do internships and also to work for international organizations. And I had the opportunity to develop my skills on communications and to develop my skills on, on public policy, on diplomacy. So I've had the opportunity to do different, working in different environments. And also I had, I had experience working with governments, and particularly I was previously working with being an advisor on youth engagement for the government of Costa Rica and the permanent mission of Costa Rica to the United Nations. And that was a really great experience for me. And, working with other international NGOs and international organizations has been part of my experience so far.
So I see that you have had a lot of international experience and you have been to a lot of countries. So tell us, what is the secret of cooperation? What is the secret of diplomacy?
Empathy. I think that is the secret of a lot of things in life. That we have empathy with one another, that we try to understand each other, that we try to understand other points of view, other, different ideas. So sometimes it's hard for us to, to kind of relate to or to understand other points of view. But when you have empathy, you understand more each other, and that's something that I feel is really important in the world, empathy.
Yeah, that's true. I can't but agree with you, because these abilities, the key competence, and if you can try and see something from the other perspective, from different angle, that's something that really inspires and helps to reach the communication. Can you please tell us more about maybe some interesting successful stories of how, I don't know, conflict would be a very big word for that, but maybe some of the highest moments of your life when the compromise was reached due to some diplomatic actions or something like this one?
Yeah, so actually in the conference that I mentioned in South Korea, we had the opportunity and the milestone to, for the first time ever in this kind of conference, that we did a declaration, and that declaration was about youth and decision making. So the idea was for young people to get together and to raise their voice together, to claim for spaces that sometimes are not usually open for young people. I think the importance of having conferences like that and to have spaces like this forum is to make sure that we raise our voice to say young people bring value. Young people have a lot of things to offer, and we should be part of decision-making processes. We should be part of, of the big tables where a lot of decisions are made. So in that conference, we had the opportunity to write a declaration of all the participants saying, we are here and we are here to stay, and we want to get together and to raise our voices to overcome global issues, to tackle global issues.
Oh wow, that sounds really great, because usually young people are not seriously, treated sometimes because of lack experience or something like this, or because of their emotional attitude, and that's really great that sometimes they have opportunities to raise their voice. Any other cases of these examples that you participated in?
Yes, there is also another example. Actually, it's the U 2030 strategy is a strategy that was launched by the United Nations, And I think everyone should look into this. The Youth 2030 strategy is about engaging with young people, working with and for young people. And I think that's another important milestone that we should look into for our programs. Let's say if you work for an NGO, if you work for government, if you work for a private company, the Youth 2030 strategy serves as a guideline to help you engage with young people in the things that you do, no matter the field of work that you're in.
Okay, but except for forums like conference like this, what are the ways for young people, like to join the big table, to be the part of the decision-making process in the world?
Yeah, I think young people should also work in their own communities. If there is some way to engage in the local communities to tackle the issues that your community is going through, it's another way to engage, participate actively as a young person, because sometimes we go to different places and we go to other countries and cities, but we forget about our own city, and we forget that we actually have to bring back what we have learned and bring back some solutions to our own community. So that's another way to engage actively as a young person.
Now I'd like you to ask about your personal experience, because one more time, you've been to a lot of countries. What about young people from different countries? How are they different and how are they similar? What about Russian people, Colombian, South Korean, American, and so on and so forth?
Well, so I'm Latino, so in Latin America we are very warm, and we like to welcome people, and we like to, the dancing, the food, the music. We are really passionate about that, and that's something that I always bring with me everywhere I go. I try to bring the Latin American vibes, and but also I think there are similarities. When I came to Russia, I realized that also the young people that I've met here are also as passionate as young people in Latin America. They're also very engaged, and they want to they want to be innovative. They bring a lot of innovative solutions, and they're very tech savvy as well. So I think that's also another similarity from my culture. But also I think it's it's important to bring the values of your family as well to the places that you go to. And I always bring the values of my family of being very friendly with people, to be very kind and nice to people, and that's something that I always bring with me when I go to different countries.
I see. And what about young people engagement? Do you think that, I don't know, like Russian young people are less active than young people in other countries, or all of us are more or less the same active? And what could be the reasons for different level of active involvement into the process?
Yeah, I think there are similarities when we talk about general aspects of characteristics of young people. So for example, what I was saying about being innovative and about being being creative, that's something that young people in this generation, they have it everywhere in the world. Everywhere you go, you're going to find young people like this. The difference is how the young people are addressing their local issues. So when we talk about local issues, that's more specific, and that is different from other countries or places. So for example, if in my own community we have seen problems with recycling, how do we recycle in a way that is sustainable and that people understand about it? So in my culture we address these issues differently in a way, but I think that let's say in Russia or in Ehrenberg there might be different issues to tackle, and young people will look at it differently. So so they have different characteristics or addressing these kind of things. So I think they're general, but they're also specific, different ways of realities or of acting.
So depending on the local communities. Yeah, I see, that's true. But by the way, for example, the recycling issues, that's where we can address to you, because as well we are trying to tackle them in the best possible way, and yeah, we are trying also to do the best into this attitude. What about some maybe out of your experience, you can also bring the ways of how cooperation between different young people, maybe of international communities, brought about some projects, some new initiatives, and then you could see that this idea was implemented, and this project, for example, declaration, as you told us in South Korea, and it went into the real world of big stage, that it was implemented, the young voice was heard, and it really, like, you know, came to fruition?
Yeah, so I'm right now working in the environmental field, and I realized that young people from around the world are, you know, getting together about the environment. You know, they're working together and sharing knowledge between themselves on how to, you know, address issues that the environment is going through right now. So if we talk about ecosystems restoration, for instance, you know, young people from different countries that represent different, you know, NGOs, different sectors, they're really connected and getting together on sharing solutions, also sharing, you know, ideas and, you know, advice with one another. And that's one example of really the power of young people, because for the last years, we've seen how young people are really so strong about the environment. You know, they're really out there, they're really outspoken in social media about why we need to take care of our planet, why we need to be more, you know, cautious about the things that we consume, the things that we do, the things that we spend, that we waste. And that's an example of young people getting together in different countries to do one thing for you know, for one goal.
Oh yeah, that's true. Common goals unite us, and what makes us different make us stronger. That's absolutely true. Juan, could you please tell us the message to the participants, some piece of advice for them to change the world and to be the initiative young people who are ready to improve the world?
Yes, my message to young people is really believe in yourself always. You are never too young to do change. No matter the age that you're in, maybe people might say to you, you're too young to do this, you're too young to, you know, to make a change or to be in this place or to, you know, have a big position. Never let those comments, you know, make you feel that you cannot do it. Because even if you're young, you can make a change. And that's something that you always have to believe. And first, you need to believe it yourself. Before you believe in other people or that people believe in you, you need to believe that you can make a change and that you can bring value to the world.
Thank you very much for such inspirational message. Today, that's all for now. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.